Hello. It is me, Dennis, again. The next leg of our journey did not take us very far. The old Native American woman called up her brothers and her daughter, and told them about what happened at the cave known as the Snake Nest. They were stunned, and immediately came to their sister and mother's house. When they saw Beart, they were even more surprised. A white man did this? Beart, who had been drinking most of the morning, told them about his experiences at Dulce, New Mexico, and the two Native American shamans, one man and one woman who he had lived with, and that woman had helped him, and another to perform a 6-month dream ceremony. Beart also told them about his Bear clan, his Germanic shaman lineage, and how he had been saved from walking the path of a Wendigo by taking some astral, I guess you could call it medicine, from the native shaman he was to meet soon after. They all looked at each other, and one finally said, "Well, son of Thor, I believe you. Let us go and see the cave together. I know a medicine man that lives about an hour away, and I will call him, and have him go with us." Beart and I went outside, and he taught me a set of static arm balancing postures. He said that this comes from the Russian circus, that a lot of their tumblers and contortionists use the exact same method. I had told Beart that I wasn't as strong as I wanted to be. He said he had a cure, and that I didn't yet need to go to a gym, or get a weight set, that this would lay a solid foundation for my physical training. I was glad for the lesson, and I have no doubt it will work, but my whole body begged for mercy. One of the brothers came out, and said that the medicine man would like us to come attend the sweat lodge, to help purify any evils we picked up. I was hesitant. I have heard stories about sweat lodges, and that people have died in them. Beart accepted and urged me to go, and that this was a real sweat lodge, and not just some new age guru idiot playing Indian. The brother told Beart that his people were close to the spirits, and that what he had done had given the medicine man the courage to call a few of his own lodge together, and seal the entrance to the cave with their ways, and serving the astral connection to the spirit world that had been formed for so long, and with fear. That they would cleanse the opening of the caves and pray for their guardian spirits, to stand watch and chase away the interdimensional entities. Beart asked if they revered a god of thunder, and he was told yes, and that would be the main guardian. Beart seemed pleased. "It is good that they are doing this," he told me. "They need to reconnect to the power of their history and spiritual lineages. They will reclaim their power, and unleash their inner heroes." Beart and I then drove into a small town for supplies and check for any free internet places, a coffee shop maybe, which we found. Beart has a serious sweet tooth, and must have had 3 caramel ice blended something, or others in the 4 or 5 hours we were there. He said that, while he tends to try and avoid it, something about sugar can help restore the energy current of the body after traumatic events. He doesn't know if that is just something for him, or if there is anything really more to it. Our conversation turned from ceremonial and hermetic magic's many and varied use of sigils for spirits and planetary realms of influence to the legitimacy of ritual sexual magic. Beart told me that sexual energy is magic, and the release of your true nature is maturely, and without shame, deviling, and understanding your sexual attractions. Your moon sign in your astrological chart is the doorway to knowing and understanding your true self, and how the universe interacts with you. He said, "Don't you notice that the universe seems to treat people differently?" I said, "Yes, I do notice this." He said, "That is because the universe sees you as a collection of vibrations. You would treat a bunny different from a gorilla, wouldn't you? Same goes for the universe treating an Aries compared to a Capricorn. Knowing how the universe is trying to communicate with you can help you understand who to better interact with it." He says that using sexual acts to build up raw emotional, psychic, and physical energy, and containing it as a ritual center, and then at the highest of its critical mass everyone channels the exact same desire in a release, and then most importantly feels good about what they just did, is very, very powerful. Unfortunately, this practice has been demonized by those who have co-opted into thinking sexuality is a sin, or by people more interested in the sexual activity than the magical. Beart assures me he is a huge fan of both. We headed back to the old native woman's house, and traveled with her brothers to the medicine man's land, where I encountered my first sweat lodge. The lodge half dug into the ground, and we drank water, and mingled, and Beart helped with prepare as they built the fire, and heated the rocks. Some of the men they invited did not like Beart or I. White men, they said, are not strong enough to sweat in the lodge. Beart told them of the Germanic forms of self-torture rituals and the sweat lodge methods they use. Still they did not think we should enter. Beart said he would respect their wishes, and did not want to spoil the sacredness of this practice with hard feelings. He said, however, if they were truly brave men they would enter into the lodge with him, and they could all heal together. That both Hercules and Thor have taught him that true strength isn't about holding on, but letting go, and facing the often more painful process of healing, a pain that is worse than getting wounded in the first place. They looked at him and me, and said, "Do you feel the same way?" I said, "Yes, I do." The men who were angry at first looked at us and said, "Finally white men we can respect." I can't go into how the sweat lodge was run, it's very secret, and now that Beart and I are members of this lodge we both have oaths we can't break. I can tell you that it was very hot and the rocks they brought in sparkled, some even had purple flame. The lodge is a dreaming lodge and the sparkles were the starry night sky. Beart stayed in the lodge for the full 4 hours, with the warriors and the elders. I had to leave, but I'm proud to say I didn't leave first. From what I heard from outside laying in the cool grass, and seeing the most amazing night sky I have ever seen, there was laughter, singing, chanting and tears all being shared within that lodge. I felt cleansed, and for the first time in my life whole. I didn't care if the world stopped right then and there. I was rich, and filled with a purpose and quiet strength. I feel connected to men that share a vision and a dream and all work to making that happen. A dream that benefits all humanity, not just a rich few. Beart crawled out, and passed out on the grass, and slept there next to the other members of the lodge. I can't sleep, because I need to share this experience. Thank you for listening again.